Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Lbtharealist, and this is Surrealistic Studios, where I talk about news, current events, and politics. Not always in my car. Today I am. Nowadays, this is about the only time that seems right for me to record. So, a lot of times you'll see me in my vehicle. Hopefully soon you'll see me in my room, and I'll try to have a better setup when that happens. Well, last time we left off, in regards to Puerto Rico, I mentioned that Trump had basically gave Puerto Ricans the middle finger. He had made some comments, controversial statements, stating that basically Puerto Ricans need to do more for themselves. They need to do more in regards to the help and the reconstruction process that's going on in Puerto Rico. He said that they want everything done for them. Basically calling Puerto Ricans lazy, saying that they just want the federal government to do everything for them, even though Puerto Rico is United States territory and they are entitled to federal relief funds. I mean, okay. So he was talking a bunch of shit in regards to that. But we all know the truth. I mean, those of us that pay attention to this kind of shit, we all know that there's money to be made. There is definitely money to be made in this whole situation. Trust and believe they will turn tragedy into triumph for them. For them. So we got this new story. Everyone's talking about it. How this energy group named Whitefish Energy basically accrued this contract, or was awarded this contract, by PREPA, which is Puerto Rico Electrical Power Authority, which is the energy company in Puerto Rico. They awarded a $300 million contract to this company named Whitefish Energy, a Montana-based company that up until Hurricane Maria struck the island, it only had 2 full-time employees, with not a great rap sheet on handling large-scale operations such as this one. Now, there's been there's been a lot of questioning going on as to how they were able to accrue this contract, because they didn't have to bid for it. Number one, they were just awarded the contract just out of the blue. Just, hey, we're just gonna give it to Whitefish. First of all, who the fuck is Whitefish? You know what I'm saying? Like, they had a 2-person crew. Now they're subcontracting the actual work to be done in Puerto Rico. So PREPA, which is the energy company in Puerto Rico, just hired Whitefish Energy, and then Whitefish Energy hired some other people. So they just basically paid them to be a middleman. All right, fine, okay. Also regarding this controversy is the fact that one of the main investors of Whitefish Energy is actually a Trump campaign donor. Fair to note. Also, this guy Ryan Zinke, that is the United States Secretary of Interior, which is also a part of the Trump administration, he's actually really good friends with this guy who is one of the guys from Whitefish who is a Trump supporter and Trump donor. Not only that, but his son, Ryan Zinke's son, was actually employed with Whitefish Energy. So not only is he from Montana, where Whitefish Energy is located. Oh, can you guess the name of the city or the town that he's from in Montana, that Whitefish is from? It's called Whitefish. Whitefish Energy is based in Whitefish, Montana. Ryan Zinke, the Secretary of Interior, is from Whitefish, Montana, and is friends. I mean, they like this. I was just playing. I don't know if they like this, but he's friends with the main guy or one of the founders of Whitefish Energy. So there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of questions as to how this small two-person ran energy company was able to obtain this $300 million contract. Furthermore, there's some questions as to how much money is actually being spent, or how much money Whitefish actually stands to make. Because a couple of things in the contract states that, number one, you can't audit them. They're trying to say that in the contract, in the contract that that they signed with PREPA, they're saying that no authorities or federal agencies are allowed to audit Whitefish. So you can't even know what's really going on as far as the numbers and as far as how much money has been spent on what. So this is just like blatant corruption right in our faces, and they just deny it. The guy Ryan Zink, he's just denying it. He's denying it on Twitter. He's denying it on the news. People are making the Trump administration are just making up excuses for him, saying that they have nothing to do with it. FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, has denied that they have any involvement with awarding the $300 million contract to Whitefish. Everyone's denying it, basically. Everyone's denying it. Everyone is denying they have any involvement. Deny. That's what you do, right? But to me, this story is very believable. It's not even surprising anymore. I mean, look at all of the examples we have of corruption and blatant pay-for-play situations in the Trump administration and in government, period. In government, period. Look at what happened with Debbie fucking Wasserman Schultz. You know, she was the head of the DNC. The emails came out. She had to respectfully or disrespectfully or whatever the fuck resign. And then she got awarded to the head of the Clinton campaign. She just went from one job to the next. Like, that's all they do. So this guy, Ryan Zinke or whatever, just helped out a friend. From Montana. They're all connected. They're all just, helping each other out, throwing each other contracts. And here, what would you do if you had a friend and you had a business? You would throw them something, right? Well, that's all that they're doing, except for when they do it is corruption. Because they're actually running shit. They're the government. They're supposed to be governing unbiasedly. If that's a word. Unbiasedly. Or you get my point. So there's this big scandal going on right now, which to me is not surprising because we have all these. I mean, look at how many people in Goldman Sachs that are in the Trump administration. Like, it's ridiculous. The people that he appointed are like in direct contrast to the position that they were appointed. Scott Pruitt, head of the EPA, doesn't believe in climate change. Like, again and time and again, like it's repeatedly happens over and over again. So this story doesn't surprise me at all. There's money to be made in Puerto Rico, definitely. Some people are saying they're trying to privatize the energy situation. Yeah, most likely. Meanwhile, citizens in Puerto Rico are still suffering. There's still, a third of the people there are still without clean water. And 80% of people are still without power. I mean, it's just a mess over there. It's a horrible situation. I mean, we over here in the States, we go by every day with lights and running water, cold or hot. We got choices and shit. Water to flush our toilet, all kind of shit, and they're suffering every single day. Luckily, some people were able to make it out of the island. I know my cousin's his dad was able to make it out. They sent him a one-way ticket from Puerto Rico, and he made it out, I believe, to Colorado. So there's some good news stories, and there's also some bad news stories. But for the most part, it's still pretty bad. It's still really bad. I mean, they have the official death toll now. Or not the official death toll, but they're saying now that the official death toll may not even be accurate. That the death toll may actually be closer to 1,000 people. Or at least over 900 people that were that they discounted because they didn't count their deaths as being related to Hurricane Maria. They called their deaths natural deaths, such as heart attacks, such as people running out of air for their the machines that they needed in hospitals. Deaths that are indirectly related to the hurricane, they didn't count those. And that's over 900 people that we're talking about here. So the devastation continues. Even though the hurricane has passed, people in Puerto Rico are still suffering, and our politicians and so-called political leaders are all conspiring to privatize this whole energy situation on this island. And who the hell knows else? Who the hell knows what's really going on behind the scenes while we're talking about shit like, I don't know, the JFK files being released. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe if you think that it's subscribable or shareable or likable. My name is Lbtharealist. Once again, this was Surrealistic Studios, and find me on all social media also. I have created a Patreon if you guys are interested in that. So, until next time, peace.